Okay, so what I've been noticing about anime is now everything is very advanced and modern, and especially in this day and age. And everything is digital. They moved on from the hand drawing stuff, and it's obvious. And for the most part, most anime nowadays, they do look good, but the problem I have with modern anime, even if the art style is real polished and stuff and everything is digitally made, they still are lacking in something. And it's the uniqueness that anime used to have, because nowadays most anime look the same, and a lot of people are not going to say nothing about it, because I feel like people always give anime an example to like not work hard nowadays, or for them to be lazy. They don't call it out as much as they should. I feel like y'all just got too comfortable in watching anime to the point where y'all don't think that the people who work in the anime industry, y'all don't think that people in general, the people who make anime, can make mistakes and that anime can be bad. Now, I want to talk about why anime reboots fail and anime remakes fail. Okay, so first off, I wanted to talk about Trigun Stampede. Let me talk about that one. Trigun Stampede. Okay, so Trigun Stampede came out in January 7th, 2023. And I heard the creator said that he just wanted to come back, bring Trigun back, and he wanted to do like new things with Trigun. And I feel like he should have just left it alone, because a lot of people, these established creators, they get greedy, then they bring back these shows, and then they be thinking it can do good just because it's a freaking well-known franchise, and most of the time it can't do the stuff that it was known for back then. It's not always gonna work. So I tried to watch this series. This series is so unbelievably boring. It's so slow. They gave the characters redesigns, which they didn't need, because Vash the Stampede, if you saw the original Trigun, Vash the Stampede design was so unique. The first episode was very fun and thrilling, and it just made you want to watch more. It was just so exciting. And then by the time like Vash is on the scene in the first episode, he shows you how cool he can be. No, they made his protagonist so badass and an interesting character. That's what made a lot of people like Vash the Stampede, because one minute he has a fun, goofy personality, and then next minute he shows off and like, well, the action in the series is very good. It's hard to explain, but Vash the Stampede is a very interesting character, man. He's well written, and then the creator of the show bring it back and just ruin all of that. And then the people on Twitter is gonna go crazy about it. I feel like this new generation latch on to anything that they never heard of, or they just latch on to stuff just to feel special, even though they don't like the franchise. And I be seeing a lot of that going on nowadays. Now, I didn't like what they did to Vash with their redesign. His hair looks weird, his like clothing, it just doesn't say Vash the Stampede. Vash the Stampede had that iconic red outfit, that metal arm, that pointy hair, the blue eyes. You can tell that like Vash was a character full of action. And he was so cool looking. Modern Vash can't even come close to freaking original Vash. They just ruined everything. And a lot of people won't admit it. I've seen some people say it was bad. I don't even think the series needs a season 2. It was so boring. The first episode is not memorable. The original Trigun first episode is memorable, but this one, no. I'm sorry. What they did to Miro too, I didn't like how soft looking they made her. Her character design popped out in the original Trigun. And Millie did too. I loved it, their duo. But in the remake, they got rid of Millie, which was just terrible. It was just a downgrade right there. They got rid of Millie. They kept Miro and made her design so soft looking. And then like with the voice actor situation, how come the original voice of Vash can come back, but the original voice actors in Trigun didn't reprise their roles? I think most of them didn't. I mean, the only character who looks alright is Wolfwood, I guess. That's the only character that looks like the original design. And this really disappointed me as a Trigun fan. It just made me it made me question, like, what the heck do they be doing when they remake these animes? I don't even know what goes through their heads. I know he's the original creator of Trigun, but he just ruined his own well-known franchise for nothing. Maybe he should have just re-released the series or something, or remastered it. He could have remade it like most creators. When they come back with the anime, they remake it to match the manga. He wants to do something new. What he could have did was remaster Trigun by doing like copying what the manga looks like, but instead we got this disaster, and I don't know why a lot of people want to hang on to it. I mean, if you like Trigun Stampede, that's fine, but I didn't like it, and I'm not gonna pretend like it's good. It's not good. And I feel like the anime industry is just in a decline. I don't even think a lot of people would admit it, because every time people say that modern anime is bad or something, they just get quiet, or they just want to shut people's opinions out, and it's not fair. Well, I'm going to say this: modern anime sucks. I'm sick and tired of pretending. This stuff has been going down the drain. It ain't been good since like the middle 2000s. Okay, so the next reboot I'm going to talk about is, okay, so I don't know how to pronounce the anime right, but Yurisi Yatsura. Okay, the anime with Lum. This anime sucks. Okay, so as a fan of this franchise too, I think I seen like the original series from the 80s, and I got to like a certain point and I didn't finish it. I think I got to episode 8 and I couldn't find any episodes online, so I finished watching this. Okay, so the character designs are very nice, very polished. They look like how they look in a manga. My problem is with this series it's boring. It's boring. It drags out. It like the episode it drags out for too long. You know, it's not exciting. It don't make you want to watch it. The music is not good. The intro was terrible. It felt like it was not going to end. It just was just, oh, I can't even get through it. I really don't like the voice actors at all. I mean, some of them fit the characters, some of them don't. I don't like how Lum voice sounds now. I don't like it compared to the 80s version. I feel like in the 80s version, all the characters' voices matched. And then I had went to watch the 80s version after I watched the remake. the first episode of the remake. And the things I noticed was it was fast paced, it was really upbeat and fun and exciting to watch. It wasn't so boring. I mean, I could just sit down and watch all the episodes and just like continuously back to back watch the episodes. Although the art didn't look that good, even though it was like made way back then, like in the 80s or something like that. What held the series was it was fun and interesting, fun and entertaining to watch. The intro music was very catchy, had that. It's just like the original series was faithful to what it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be just like the manga, and it's a comedy series. So the original series, it captured all of that within the series. Even Lum was on point, you know? When they made this series, I feel like it was good. But the remake, it was just, oh my god, it felt like they was trying to appeal to this modern audience. It's a certain modern audience that they trying to appeal to, but I don't know what it is. And this series fails. It's boring. I know this anime has like a established following, like a big following, but I'm gonna say this: the series sucks. Okay, it's not good. From the bad music, the long intro with the bad music, the boring atmosphere, the episodes take too long to end. Gosh. And the 80s anime, it's not even that long. It don't even take that long. And then you can get to the point right away. And the way they tell the story isn't that bad either. It's really exciting. And people think just because stuff is old that it's bad. Some of you guys need to go back and watch old anime and see how fresh and exciting and the way they tackle stories. It's not as bad as people think it is, you know. The Kinnikuman series, okay, the one they released on Netflix. So let me talk about that one. Kinnikuman Perfect Origin arc. Okay, the problem I have with the Kinnikuman anime is the fact that they start off at a certain part within the Kinnikuman story, so a lot of people won't even know what's going on. They showing you certain stuff that happened within the series at the beginning of the series when you first started off, and a lot of people is not familiar with Kinnikuman, so like they showing you flashbacks and stuff, but a lot of people still don't know where this stuff took place. You know, they're not familiar with it. Even if you show them flashbacks, how the heck is somebody supposed to get into the anime if they're not familiar with this stuff, you know? So it's gonna be hard for new people to get into Kinnikuman. Like half of this stuff I remember due to the fact that I'm watching the 80s original Kinnikuman anime. So I feel like you guys should watch the original one to understand and like get a fresh start to Kinnikuman, because if you haven't watched the anime, you're not gonna be familiar with none of these events that happen within the Kinnikuman anime that's on Netflix. The art looks amazing. I'm glad to see Kinnikuman back, and I'm gonna have to finish the 80s anime because I'm not familiar with none of this stuff. Half the stuff that they showed in the first episode, I was not even familiar with it because I didn't get that part in the original 80s anime. And a lot of people is not gonna tell you this. You should go watch that original one to be completely familiar with Kinnikuman, or read the manga. It's so complicated. They changed the voice actors. I mean, I got used to the ones from the 80s and stuff. Half of the cast in the original Kinnikuman, they matched the characters. And then everybody had that like positive, it's hard to explain, but the voice actors did an amazing job in the original series. So when you watch the remake, it's gonna be hard for you to get into it. And then not even that, but the character like designs, some of the stuff is so updated, like Trigun having gray hair when he had blonde hair in the original series. I think they redesigned some of those characters as well, so some of them are unrecognizable. The series isn't a bad series, but I mean, I'm kind of having a hard time getting into it. Maybe I would go back and watch it, but I don't think the Kinnikuman anime does a bad job when it comes to bringing back an old classic. I just really think that a lot of people should just watch the original series first before they start this one, because it's going to be very hard and confusing for new fans to comprehend what's going on within the Kinnikuman universe. It's not a bad series though. I give them that. The first Slam Dunk movie. I want to talk about this one, and I had watched it, and it's not a bad series. I said series, excuse me. It's not a bad movie. Spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, you should go click off and go watch it. It's on Netflix. But the movie starts off with Ryota. It's like the backstory of Ryota, right? And on the court, he's having problems and stuff, and it's like a series of flashbacks from Ryota. I didn't finish watching it. The animation is hard to get used to. The new voice actors they don't really sound like teenagers. Some of them try to sound like teenagers, but they don't. I really don't like Hadamichi's new voice actor. I like the original series. I like the whole original series cast. As a person who watched Slam Dunk it was 103 episodes, and you compare that to the movie, I feel like the anime still stands. It still holds up better, you know. Anime is trying to do this 3D stuff, and I don't have a problem with it, but some of this stuff, it looks very weird, you know. And the Slam Dunk movie is kind of slow. It's kind of real slow and hard to pay attention to at times. And then when they try to tell the stories, it just be like, the way they tell the stories isn't bad. It just be real slow, and they don't try to make it exciting to watch. But it's not a bad movie. I mean, you should go watch it. I heard that they did like an English dub, but I'm not finna watch the English dub because I don't have an interest in watching anime in English anymore. It's just don't. And I'm okay with reading subtitles. That's just me. I don't want to watch that no more. But the first Slam Dunk movie isn't a bad movie. I just feel like they should pick up the pace and make it where it's much more exciting to watch. It's nice to see Slam Dunk back, and it's trying to get a new audience, and I don't have a problem with that. It's the way that these people go about putting the anime together. Stop just like setting it up a certain way. Make it where people is pulled into the story. Everything is so slow now. It's like really slow, like dragging. Back then anime was not that slow. They get to the point real fast. Like if you watch the older anime series, it's like I think it did take a few episodes to get to the point, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't take that long to get to the point. That didn't. Hajime no Ippo didn't take that long to get to the point. The original Slam Dunk didn't take that long to get to the point. Let's see here. Kinnikuman didn't take that long to get to the point. It didn't. Dragon Ball Z took a few episodes, but I mean, it was very exciting. They built it up in an exciting way. It's the way that they like make these things, and it's just not interesting. It's so boring and bland that you want to stop watching. You can't even pay attention to half of the anime that they put out nowadays, and a lot of people would just ignore it and just continuously keep watching it. That's why they not putting out quality anymore, because y'all are not demanding quality. Y'all would just consume anything that they put out, and it's just That's what's destroying the anime industry, believe it or not. The Ranma remake. Okay, so I did a review of this on my channel, and I was just very disappointed at this. Okay, so this came out in October the 5th, 2024, and on Netflix it was on there on October the 6th, 2024. This was just terrible. First off, the music is terrible. I don't know why these people keep saying it's good. Compared to the old Ranma music, it does not. It can't even compete with the original Ranma music. The little date op still pops. The original Ranma anime opening still pops. The ending theme of that still pops. The Ranma music was iconic. It was catchy, it was upbeat, and it was just so 80s. Something about it, but they cut up on that soundtrack, like the original Ranma soundtrack. Man, y'all need to go watch those ops, because people keep saying that the new Ranma anime has good music. Now compared to the 80s version, that doesn't even come close. I keep hearing, like, people keep telling me, well, the art style is close to the manga, you will enjoy it because the art style is close to the manga. I'm like, first of all, I don't give a crap if it's close to the manga. I care about a good series, right? A good series quality, something that's fun, you know, entertaining. Even though they looked different in the 80s version, it was still fun and entertaining to watch. And I liked it looking at their character designs. I actually liked how their eyes were drawn. I like how their faces looked. I remember back then I used to draw all the characters and stuff because I thought they were so cute. I didn't care about them looking like how they look in a manga. Half of the time when they make these animes based on these mangas, they don't even look like how they look in a manga. I can give you an example. Yu Yu Hakusho, the art style does not look like how Togashi drew him in the manga. In the early mangas, if you read the original Yu Yu Hakusho mangas, they don't look how they look like in a manga. His art style was just so his art style was like a certain way. Since I read the mangas, like the early mangas, it was a certain way, you know. And you know, if you've seen the Flame of Recca, they look like Yu Yu Hakusho characters, like the anime style that the Yu Yu Hakusho characters were in the Yu Yu Hakusho anime. Half of the time, these characters don't look like how they look in a manga. Okay? Not all the time, though. But, the Ranma remake is boring. They got the soft, generic anime faces, just like every modern anime. It is so boring to watch. There is nothing holding the series up. Nothing attracting people to watch it other than it being something that people haven't seen before. And that is being a remake of an anime that people are well known. I mean, people know about. That's the only thing that's making people watch it if you haven't seen it and if you're a long-term Ranma fan, because this remake sucks so bad, man. It's terrible. And it's just like, we're in the modern day and age, and how can you mess up a remake so badly? How could you mess it up so bad? Oh my gosh. People complain about the censorship. Have you guys read the manga? You shouldn't even be worrying about the censorship, because half the stuff that they were showing, like I said in my original video, in the original Ranma anime, they were showing so much explicit stuff up in there. Why in the heck would you want that inside of the anime? There was a lot of rough stuff in the original Ranma stuff that they wouldn't get away with nowadays. People complaining about the censorship. Go read the manga. If you want to see stuff like that, go read the manga, because Oh my gosh. That was funny. It's like the music is non-existent in the scenes. It doesn't build up the scenes. In the old anime, it built up the scenes. It matched what was going on in the scene. I see people on Twitter trying so hard to get attention and just freaking like boast of the series, and as soon as it came out, it was just a giant L. The voice actors don't match the characters. They keep hiring the same people in the anime industry. Like, people ain't gonna notice it. That's why I don't watch the dubs anymore, because what's the point of like watching a series where they don't even take things seriously when it comes to casting? The voices aren't bad, but those that's not it. Man, the character designs, I already talked about it already, but the ranma½ anime, I don't even think it's gonna last that long. They going in order of the manga. Like, it's going, it's like they doing it where they make it run the ranma anime how it is in the manga, which is fine, but then again, I think I prefer the 80s version better because it's a better version, animated version of ranma. Even though it's not in order, it's still fun, and the way they portray like everything, the characters, and the way that they put it together. They knew the task in the 80s. The people who was working on the series back then, they knew what they was working with, and they put it together in the best way that they could, and they did a good job. And you know, I'm still on the side with the 80s, man, because if you compare the character designs to the ones in the 80s, the ones in the 80s look so polished, and the new designs don't come close to the original designs. Ranma's iconic hair, female Ranma's iconic hair color, her big blue eyes, you know, the various cute outfits. You know, this stuff was drawn, like hand drawn back then. There's something about hand drawn stuff that don't look so stiff and boring, and you know, it don't look lifeless. It's just full of life. Even though it's not faithful to the like manga, the way the manga tells the story, most anime don't even tell the story right. And she's trying to like make it connect to the manga, which is not a bad thing. But like I said, most anime don't contract. Most anime don't even follow the manga when it comes to you know, giving an accurate portrayal. Like when it comes to Yu Yu Hakusho, they change so much stuff up in there. Like people think just because they watch the series that they know the entire story. I prefer you guys to go read the manga because a lot of you guys have not read the manga. I used to be in the Yu Yu Hakusho Reddit. Half of them people have not read the manga, and I was sharing my manga pages and everything, and then the people was praising the art and stuff, and they still refuse to read the manga. I like reading books. I'm not gonna lie about that. If you haven't read the Yu Yu Hakusho series, you should go read it. You missed the part where he takes a ghost girl on a date. You missed the part where he had met Sayaka, not the girl that was I think she was on one episode, and she was like, I don't know where she was, that little girl in the dress, if y'all know what I'm talking about. She was just a ghost girl inside the manga. How Yusuke helped his friend who was getting bullied, and he became a boxer, he became tough. That was a sad story, you know. It's just like a bunch of fun stuff that was explored in the Yu Yu Hakusho manga, and you people are missing out. Y'all just too busy like praising what he wore in the 80s manga. That's what I don't like about Gen Z anime fans. They hop on this trend where people praising old anime, they make memes out of it, then think they're the biggest fans, and then once they fall off, they move on to the next one. And a lot of people don't point that out, which I need to start doing it. I get that you like something, which is fine, but half of you guys, yeah, I don't even know why people boast around all the time and just, you know, act like they're so quirky when they do stuff like that. And it's just, like I said, half of the people have not even read the Yu Yu Hakusho manga. Yeah, I finished the anime, they think I know half of the whole story, and when half of the stuff was warped inside of the anime, some of these stories, these interesting stories y'all missing out on, but y'all refuse to read the book. It's just anime watchers. Half of the time the manga is better than the anime. But back to what I'm saying, like, I read the ranma½ manga as well, so I really don't have to watch the series to know what's going to happen, because I already know. I read the books and I seen the original anime. So half of these people, they want to say, well, you guys, yeah, I got nostalgia gargles. Yeah, I got nostalgia. The way y'all thinking when it comes to people who prefer the old anime, I don't think that's the case. I just think people know what's bad and what's good when it comes to anime, and if they can point it out and see what's wrong with it and all the issues with it, and they've been a fan of ranma since, you know, the original series and since the manga came out, then how you telling people that they got nostalgia lens on? These probably people who are long-term fans who can just see that the remake has problems, you know. And a lot of these new viewers of the ranma½ anime, they'll get mad at you just because you say it's bad. They don't see what the original fans see when it comes to watching this anime. They see it for how they want to see it, but we see it for what it is, you know. And if you a new ranma fan, that's fine. You can watch like what series you want to watch. But as a long-term ranma½ fan, I'm just not gonna like pretend. I'm not gonna keep playing pretend. It's terrible. This series is a freaking disgrace to the original anime and the manga. And I think at this point that they should rethink remaking animes. I think they should just make new stories, because they're gonna keep ruining old anime legacy if they keep going in this direction, because I don't know what the heck is going on right now. But all these remakes, these anime remakes, they are falling flat and they're not doing very good. Now I wanted to talk about Dragon Ball Daima. I know it's not a remake, but I've noticed that nowadays when it comes to remakes, they want to do everything like and do a new take, do something new. So they'll recast people, change the whole cast and cast new people just so they can like make something new with the franchise. And it's not a bad idea, but most of the time these people don't even match the characters. Like their voices don't match the characters, and I'm surprised that they didn't replace like half of the Dragon Ball cast, you know, and the South is still there, because these remakes, these Japanese remakes, they getting relentless. They be having the voice actors still around and then don't even want to cast them anymore. They just gotta cast the new people. Like it's an anime series called Rurouni Kenshin, right? And I think they made a new anime. It's on Netflix. I've never seen the series, but I noticed that they replaced the voice actor of the character, the main character, and I'm only familiar with this character because of J-Stars, and it was voiced by a woman, right? And then they got like a man to voice the character. It sounds like a man or something, I don't know, But anyways, why do y'all keep replacing the voice actors when they're right there and you can go back and get them? I mean, they want to do something so new to the point where it doesn't even make sense. That's why I'm glad that they kept Nozawa. She should be lucky that they kept her, because in the future, when they like remake Dragon Ball, if they plan on remaking it, I don't know, they might do something to try to get a lot of money. And when it comes to Dragon Ball, you know they're gonna try to make bank off of it, and they're gonna do whatever they want to do with the franchise. So I'm glad that they kept Nozawa and like most of the people in the Dragon Ball franchise, because they are relentless, just as they are when it comes to reboots in America. Like, how could you replace voice actors that is still working in the industry and they're right there? They're right there. I think the only anime remake they kept the voice actors was probably in Ranma remake. They kept them, and I felt like that was a good thing. But I don't know about the rest of these series. It's so ridiculous. But since we're talking about Dragon Ball Daima, I've seen all the episodes start to finish, and I just wanted to say that the fights are extremely boring. It didn't even feel like Dragon Ball half of the time. Dragon Ball had the best fights back then. They had the best freaking fights. Daima just makes me want to speed past it and not even pay attention to it. Half the time I wasn't even paying attention to it because it was hard to. The character designs were so nice to look at, I'm not gonna lie. But like, at times, why did Goku look like Dragon Ball Super Goku? Like the art style, I liked how the first episode looked, and then it was kind of using 3D, which it isn't a bad thing. But in the later episodes, it started to look weird a bit. The last episode missed their opportunity to go all out and do a tribute to Toriyama, like a big major tribute, since that was his last series. I was looking forward to like a huge tribute, you know, those type of tributes that they do. Well, it's hard to explain, but I was looking for like a huge tribute to Toriyama, a major one at the end of Daima. What I got was like a Marvel thing. You know how Marvel does those cutscenes at the end of their movies? That's what I got. It's in the Dragon Ball Daima. This series is just, the transformations weren't even that exciting to see. A series relies on one thing all the time, it starts to just get boring after a while. And seeing Goku transform is not exciting as it was when we were kids. It's not. It's just not it anymore. The only thing that was exciting about this series was you get to see new characters. You get to see a new Dragon Ball series. But, you know, that's it. Dragon Ball Daima wasn't a bad anime, but it wasn't that good. Some people were saying that Dragon Ball Daima was struggling with views in Japan and stuff. I don't know how accurate that is, but the way they was premiering the episodes, it really probably affect the views for the series, because one episode a week, godly, what the heck is happening to anime? Back then they used to have like the completed series where you can just watch it in one going, you know. Nowadays they just want to release the episodes weekly, and it just ruins the anime experience. It's just not the same as it was back then. Like, if you was original anime fans, all the episodes were released. You didn't have to wait no weeks just to watch the series. I think they just do that to keep you excited and like expecting like expecting to watch more and they just keep you excited. But yeah, they going crazy over their redesign Super Saiyan 4. I mean, it's not a bad design, but I'm still not that impressed by it. I'm just not impressed by super forms anymore. It is what it is, you know. This is why I watch old anime, because I can pay attention to it. It ain't about old anime being better than modern anime. It's just like they knew what they were doing back then. They knew how to make entertaining series. They didn't always rely on tropes all the time. Their character designs were so appealing. That's what caught your attention. The music. I mean, the talented voice actors, you know, and the voices fit the characters. Nowadays, it's just casting, casting how they want to cast, just so they can do something new, and it's just very disappointing. Like I said before, I feel like anime improved so much that they got comfortable. They got so comfortable with. They improved so much that they got comfortable with where they would sit, and then they stopped working real hard to make quality content. They just stopped, and then it just went downhill. You know how much people praise the anime and how the art style look and the stories and stuff and this and that. I feel like a lot of people just don't want to admit that anime is in a decline, because it is. Even though it's booming, it's a bunch of people that like anime more. I feel like they just pushing out a bunch of low effort stuff because they don't care as long as certain people are watching. They stop making stuff that people actually want to watch. They just make stuff for money nowadays. The character designs are so lazily made. Some of these characters look like they fit in the same series unintentionally. And anime reboots, not all of them, but these anime reboots is a prime example of why I think that anime is in decline and they're lazy. Because how do you guys ruin iconic franchises? How do you guys do that? There's a lot of stuff you can do with these franchises, but y'all just destroy them. It's not even intentional. It's like y'all not even trying anymore. And then they're talking about how they're talking about they having issues with the anime industry, and they've been like that for years, but despite all that, they were still making some quality content. Nowadays, they bringing that up again, and then the freaking quality is going down too. I mean, I do feel bad for the people who's working in the anime industry. They work so hard to put this stuff together that for consumers and fans of anime, you know. But it's just disappointing to be an anime fan in the modern day age, in the modern day of age, you know. Modern anime sucks. I don't even care what people say. It sucks. I tried some, I didn't like them. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them suck. But that's all I gotta say about anime remakes and why they don't work and why they, you know, failed. But let me know what you guys think about this topic. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video.